Hi, and welcome back to Community Kitchen Teachables. I am your host, Anna, and I work for Community Kitchen Programs where I run a program called Calgary's Cooking. So what we're going to feature in this video is a continuation of kitchen gadgets. So in front of me, I have a few that we're going to talk about. First, the crock pot. Okay, now there are two terms that are interchangeable, crock pot or a slow cooker. What's the difference? There is no difference. The only thing that can confuse people is a crock pot is the brand name of a slow cooker, but it's all the same thing. So where would you use a crock pot? Well, there's a lot of different ways that you can use a crock pot. It is especially handy to put something in here in the morning before you come to work. Turn it on low and then leave it. When you come home, you've got a nice, beautiful meal already prepared. So you can put things like soup in here, spaghetti sauces, chilies, stews, anything that takes a period of time to cook, low and slow. Okay, some people cook roasts in here. Whatever works for you. It's a very convenient piece of equipment. My suggestion is to try to get as big of one as you can get, because believe me, once you start getting into using crock pots, you'll probably use them a lot. The other thing just to keep an eye out for is you can actually get crock pot devoted recipe books. So that might be something that you might want to use. Now, on my side here, I have a roasting pan. This is another great thing to have in your kitchen. Now, this comes with a lid. You don't necessarily need to buy a roasting pan with a lid, but if it comes with it, great. Okay, this would be again for things like roasting chickens, roasting turkey, roasting vegetables, roasting roast beef, anything like that. It is a very versatile piece of equipment. You can use it for all sorts of things. You can even take the lid off of this and then just use the bottom as a casserole dish. So there's multiple reasons for having one. If you can swing it, great, get yourself one. The other thing that you can do too is that usually you can buy disposable roasting pans. They are a great thing to have as well. Just keep in mind when you are using a disposable roasting pan that before you load it up with your ingredients and before you put it into the oven, make sure you put it on a baking tray or a cookie sheet, because the disposable roasting pans tend to wobble a little bit and it can make it a bit awkward putting it into the oven and taking it out of the oven. Now, the next thing that I have in front of me are kitchen scales. So you might wonder, well, why would I even have a kitchen scale? Well, you can certainly don't need one if you don't want one, that's fine. Again, it comes down to measuring your ingredients or weighing your ingredients for your recipe. It does become a little bit more of a stickler to use it when you're doing baking. But if you're just following a regular recipe like a beef stew or something like that, you don't necessarily need a scale, but it's a nice handy thing to have. So in front of me, I have a digital scale and I have a balance scale. So a balance scale is exactly that. It is there's a spring in the bottom that goes up and down based on the weight, which will tell you what the weight is. The digital scale I myself love because it takes a lot of the guesswork out of it, especially when it comes to baking. It's you can either get it use it with a battery, or you can get one that gets plugged into the wall. Either one is fine. I myself really like the digital because it's just that much more exact. And then the last two items that I have in front of me, a rolling pin and a tea kettle. So the rolling pin in particular, this one is a wooden rolling pin. You can get them made out of metal. You can get them made out of glass. You can get them made out of marble. I have seen plastic rolling pins as well. You can get them bigger or smaller. I like ones that are a little bit bigger because the bigger they are, the heavier they are, and the less work you have to put into rolling something out, because let the rolling pin do the work for you. Now, when it comes to cleaning it, a lot of people like to immerse these in water. Do not put your rolling pin in water. And the reason being is at the end, where the handle fits into the rolling pin part, you're going to get water inside. And what's going to end up happening is it's going to warp your rolling pin. And what that will mean is when you're rolling out your dough is not going to roll out evenly. So all you have to do to clean your rolling pin is take a damp cloth, wipe it down, and then put it away. That's all you have to do. It doesn't matter if your rolling pin is made out of wood, plastic, or metal. That's all you have to do, okay? If you need a rolling pin and you don't have one, try to use something in your house that could be a good substitute. So example would be an empty wine bottle, okay? Just a little food for thought. And then the last item is your tea kettle. You can get both a stovetop kettle or you can get an electric kettle. It doesn't matter. And you can get them various sizes. Again, it doesn't matter. They're a great addition for things like tea, instant coffee, if you've got, what do you call the soup in a mug type situation, instant oatmeal. A tea kettle is really great because it's going to get the water hotter than it's going to come out of your sink tap. So that's why having a tea kettle is a great addition to your kitchen. Well, that concludes this video. Thank you very much for your time and enjoy your day.